so much, guys, to be joining us, and very congratulations to Dr. Vartika for the magazine launch, because magazine is live now on international and national basis. You can guys read the magazine on Amazon and Kindle as well. So we can come on the event now. सभी एक बार कैमरा ऑन करेंगे प्लीज. वी हैव टू टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट. It's okay now. Thank you so much, everyone. So now let's begin the event with Oculus Cura Edition 2, which is in my hand. कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स की वजह से शायद डॉक्टर वर्तिका के पास अभी वो नहीं पहुंची है, क्योंकि बहुत सारी हॉलीडेज बीच में आ रही थी. एंड दैट वाज अ फैबुलस मैगजीन, एंड थैंक यू सो मच मैम टू ट्रस्ट अस फॉर दिस मैगजीन अगेन. So I want to join with Deepak sir. Sir, are you hearing me? Deepak sir, are you there?
Dr. Deepak, please unmute yourself.
Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, sir, you are audible. Sir, you can present your words.
Hello. Yeah. I mean, I will be honest that I did not get time to prepare for this session for some personal reasons. But having said that, I will speak what I want to speak from my heart. My sincere greetings to esteemed panelists, first of all. But coming to the topic, I have known Vartika ma'am for almost 4 years now, 3.5 at least. She is not only a senior colleague but a friend as well, in many senses. And I share a great bond with her. And she once told me that, Deepak, you should not only grow vertically but horizontally as well. And she does it with aplomb. She has not only grown in ophthalmology but in many fields, business excellence, any field you talk about, fiber, anything. And I've learned a lot from her. And I read her Oculus Cura, first edition, and she talked about general topics, eye care, presbyopia, refractive errors, things. But what was special about it was she talked about it in a manner that even a common man could understand it. And that is great. I believe, being an author myself, I understand that you may have a story, but to tell it, you need to have that skill. And ma'am, Vartika ma'am is a pro at it. And I've learned a lot from her. And I believe now that the second edition is coming, she will do total justice to it. So all that I want to say is, I'm really looking forward to it, ma'am. And my sincere wishes to you, and congratulations, and keep growing like you always do. And you are a rock star, and stay like that.
Thank you.
My best wishes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deepak sir, to share your thoughts. And thank you so much to join the event. क्योंकि आजकल सबके पास इतना टाइम नहीं होता है कि हर जगह वो अवेलेबल हो, बट यू कम फॉर अस, यू कम फॉर वर्तिका मैम, एंड वी आर रियली
नहीं मैम की बात अलग है. मैम इज स्पेशल. Vartika ma'am is special, and I really mean it from my heart. I did not get proper time. I've had issues with my family, so I did not get proper time to prepare. I could have told a lot about her. I did not get time, but having said that, Vartika ma'am is special. She has always inspired me in a lot more ways than one. And I'm grateful to be having that opportunity that I'm here talking about this project that is we are going to have. So it is an honor.
थैंक यू सो मच सर. सो इसी तरह से इवेंट को आगे बढ़ाते हुए
Pleasure.
आई कैन कम टू अ पॉइंट. एक्चुअली ये वर्ड्स वर्तिका मैम के हैं, बट आई वांट टू शेयर विद यू गाइस what our author says about Oculus Cura 2. Oculus Cura was conceived to address the concerns of my patients. My esteemed employer NTPC Limited, the largest energy conglomerate in this country, is well known as Oculus. People before profit approach, I tuned with the same dishonor. Hand magazine was released for ready reference purposes. The profile of my patients includes, amongst others, employees, their dependent family member, and the neighboring community from varied social economic backgrounds, the variety of problems amongst the patients. Their thoughts, provoking questions, provided the stimulus to compile his hand magazine detailed common eye alignments in prevention and treatment. I just want to share my personal thoughts with the magazine. When we are doing work on magazine and we are just checking the content of Vartika ma'am, उससे मैंने भी बहुत कुछ सीखा, लाइक डेली लाइफ में कैसे मैं अपनी ऐसी केयर कर सकता हूँ, बिकॉज इट्स हैव अ पर्सनल टच विद एवरीवन. क्योंकि आजकल सभी की लाइफ बहुत ज़्यादा ऑटोमेटिक हो गई है, जिसके अंदर हमें लैपटॉप स्क्रीन एंड कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन के सामने हमेशा बैठे रहना होता है. और उसके बाद पूरे दिन के बाद हमारी लाइफ में अलग अलग तरह की प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं, बट दिस मैगजीन कैन गिव अस इफ़ यू आर रीडिंग. थैंक यू सो मच वर्तिका मैम फॉर दिस मैगजीन. So come to the next guest speaker. She is not only the guest speaker, actually she is the designer as well of the magazine. Navdeep, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, sir. First of all, Vartika ma'am, congratulations for the successful launch of your second magazine, Oculus Cura edition second. और मेरे पास दोनों मैगजीन्स अवेलेबल हैं इस टाइम पे. ये रही हमारी पहली मैगजीन, एंड सीरियसली इस मैगजीन के थ्रू ही मैं और वर्तिका मैम मिले थे बिकॉज ऑफ ब्राउनपेज पब्लिकेशन. और सच में इस तरह की पर्सनालिटी से मिलना और उनके साथ काम करना बहुत ही ऑनर की बात है, और ये ऑनर मुझे मिला. आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू द ब्राउनपेज पब्लिकेशन फॉर दिस ऑनर. और मैम के साथ काम करना बहुत ही मजेदार था. उनके कंटेंट को लेके तो बहुत मजा आया ही, लेकिन उनके साथ काम करके ऐसी बॉन्डिंग जो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स नहीं बन पाती. कभी ऐसे कस्टमर्स होते हैं या कभी कुछ, लेकिन मैम के साथ बात करके और उनकी जानकारी से खुद की लाइफ में अप्लाई करके डेली रूटीन को सेट करा, तो हैट्स ऑफ टू यू मैम. बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़िया रिजल्ट मिला. थैंक यू सो मच मैम फॉर ट्रस्टिंग अस and giving us your content to publish it as under Brownfish Publications name. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
मैम के पास तो ये मैगजीन नहीं पहुंची, लेकिन मेरे पास आ चुकी है. तो कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस वंस अगेन मैम आपके सेकंड एडिशन की सक्सेसफुल लॉन्च के लिए. थैंक यू सो मच ब्राउनफिश पब्लिकेशन मुझे इस मैगजीन की एडिटर और डिज़ाइनर असाइन करने के लिए. एंड थैंक यू सो मच मैम मुझ पे भरोसा करने के लिए और अपना इतना कीमती कंटेंट मेरे हाथों में देने के लिए, उसे डिज़ाइन करने के लिए. बहुत
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Navdeep, to share your thoughts. अब आगे स्पीकर्स पे जाने से पहले वी हैव अ वीडियो ऑफ कवर लॉन्च. just a small trailer when we do the cover launch of this magazine. Now let's come on the stage again. With Dr. V. Shiva. So are you hearing me? मैम आपका माइक म्यूट है.
Mr. V. Shiva Prasad just informed me that he had to leave. Piyush?
Yes ma'am.
हाँ, Mr. V. Shiva Prasad अभी मुझे inform किए हैं, वो just he left.
Okay ma'am. Yeah, thank you sir. So to all the viewers and to all the speakers, अब तक हम लोगों ने वर्तिका मैम के बारे में सब कुछ सुना था. अब हम वर्तिका मैम से कुछ सुनेंगे. So ma'am, share your thoughts about the magazine.
Good evening to all of you, and thank you so much, all respected seniors and my dear friends, for joining this event. And it really means a lot to me. And Oculus Cura, well, it was my dream since a long time. Because as Piyush just narrated my version, that I work for a company, NTPC Limited, where we value people. We value people of our own company, and we value people of our community. And I am presently working at a location which is quite remote in this country, and I have been working for around, say, 20 years in remote locations of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh in India. But the people out here, be it our own employees or associates or the community, they are full of zest and deep desire to learn, to know about variety of health conditions and associated issues with them. So that was the main motivating factor. And my company provided me the platform, the right platform, and I have been doing lots of presentations and have been writing locally for the online magazines of our company, of our project. And even then it's the story started. Somebody motivated me. I am very fortunate to have seniors who have always motivated me to go ahead. As Kripal was saying, Dr. Kripal, that we have to grow vertically as well as horizontally. This is called lattice. We can grow like a lattice. If either you grow longitudinally or you grow horizontally. So I got lots of platform out here, and then I started writing articles for national, international journals. And then came the COVID. During COVID times, somehow the work was, I won't say that it was reduced, but the type of work somehow changed, and I got some time. And there was many people were having some psychological issues also. Then I started thinking, let's have a magazine of my own. And just by luck, I will say, just by luck, I came across Brown Page Publication and Piyush and Navdeep. And I am so fortunate to have them, and they were instrumental in bringing this dream to reality. I talked with them and they said, हाँ madam हो जाएगा, आप tension मत लीजिए. मैंने कहा, but can I really have a magazine of my own? So they said, हाँ, it can be done. So then we started, and it has been a long journey now. Piyush, I think it is 1 year, na? Almost 1 year.
Yes ma'am, it's 1 year. Last year we met in August.
Yeah, I was so apprehensive regarding the first magazine, so I told Piyush we will just launch online magazine and then we'll see the response. Then I launched this online magazine, and one of the speakers out here, Dr. Tajendra Sehgal, he's a senior of mine, he said a very nice line for my magazine. He said it was like a walk the talk. As if you are walking with an eye specialist and you're asking different queries and she or he is replying. So these kind of responses I got, I really felt nice about it. But one thing which many of my readers, they said, ma'am, it's a bit difficult for us to read on Kindle or online. So it will be better if next time you have this thing in a printed format. So that is something which I kept in mind. But as you know, along with the job and along with family commitments, it takes time to write. So the gap between edition 1 and edition 2 is almost 6-7 months now. Rather, it's going to be 8 months. Although I had planned for 6 months, but then my professional and personal commitments didn't allow me to work faster. So finally, we are out with second edition. And second edition is both, as he's saying, it is both in online version, Kindle version, and also in print version. And print version also, thanks to Piyush, we are having two types: the colored and the black and white. That again, the cost is a factor, so we have kept the choice. And in my first edition, I covered topics like eye care, refractive, different types of refractive errors, myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia, then about some information about contact lenses. In second edition, as you just saw, we will be covering a very important topic which really gained importance during COVID times. It is computer vision syndrome, because so many online classes, the kids, my patients, I have so many patients whose number increased and they complained of eye strain because of increased use of gadgets, and especially online classes. And then in this edition 2, I have also talked about spectacle, because my patients, they keep on asking कि madam chashma कौन सा बनाएं, which glasses will be better for us, and how to take care of our glasses. So there is a chapter on spectacle types and care, and then there is an interesting chapter on amblyopia, which in layman language is called lazy eye. So I will be talking. I have talked about amblyopia, what exactly is amblyopia and how to treat it. Along with that, there are tidbits and bits, like some amazing facts about the eye, and some nutritional information about eye care, and some exercises. And I have really bothered Navdeep a lot because of my, that sort of perfectionist attitude. I have really bothered her a lot, and she has really worked very, very, very hard. And thank you so much, Piyush and Navdeep. I've got a wonderful team, and I shall continue to spread awareness by all possible ways, because, frankly speaking, I personally think that preventive health, as per me, is the most important step for stronger mind and body. And I'm grateful today that I have many friends to today online who are like here, Dr. Monisha Kushresh, Dr. Khare, and Mr. V. Shiva Prasad is there. Then I have asked my present CMO also, Dr. Chaturvedi. I really don't know whether he could join or not. And so many these people, Dr. Premlata Kurkani, these people have been like my pillars of support. They have always supported me, even if I was at Shakti Nagar or Vinagar. And I am very grateful to my seniors like Dr. Sehgal. He is an eye specialist. He was CMO when he retired. He agreed to be one of the key speakers today. And I am very fortunate that I have been joined by my family, my father, mother, husband, kids. And one person who has joined me, he has been inspiration since my childhood. I have always looked upon him, and he's one of the key speakers. And I have somehow, consciously or consciously, followed his steps, Sanjay. So thank you so much for being here. And it really means a lot to me. Thank you, Piyush. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words. So इस इवेंट को आगे बढ़ाने से पहले we have another video. Thank you so much, everyone, to be there. So next, back to the event and to the next speaker, which is Mr. Sanjay Kumar sir. Sir, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here. Thank you. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Your
yes.
voice is
Great.
audible.
Okay, great, great. Well, first of all, thank you so much for the glowing introduction over here. And good morning, everybody. I'm actually based in New Jersey, so I should be saying good evening to all of you folks because most of you, I think, if not all, are based in India. So good evening to you folks. And again, I want to thank thank you for the glowing introduction, and also want to thank Dr. Vartika for the opportunity to speak at this event. I do want to congratulate Vartika on the launch of her volume 2 of the book, of her book, Oculus, Cura. As you will notice on my profile over here that's on the screen right now, I am not a medical professional, but I do have a lot of medical awareness, medical curiosity, if you want to call it, and of course, I have a lot of medical lineage as well. My father is a doctor. My big brother is also a doctor. He's also a eye surgeon. So definitely, you can call me like a semi-doctor, maybe a half doctor. So anyway, anything that helps to raise awareness, especially mine, in the medical arena is certainly very welcome. So when I came across this book, Oculus Cura, I was curious to read through the details that were outlined in this book, and it was quite enlightening. As you've noticed on my profile, I've worked in the investment banking domain in New York City for the past for nearly my entire professional career, right? So past nearly 30 years I've been based in New York, and my job entails looking at a computer screen, sitting in front of a computer 10 to 12 hours a day. I've been doing it for the past 30 plus years now. So somebody that looks at the computer screen for that many hours a day certainly has to have a sharp eyesight, right? But obviously, we all know that as people age, the vision starts to diminish, and people have to start wearing reading glasses, just like the ones I'm wearing. But again, I mean, the two primary challenges that I've encountered over the past, I would say, 10 or so years. First one is that, as I said, the vision starts to diminish, and and obviously when somebody is noticing a diminishing or drop in vision, right, then the person has a tendency to fight it and refuse the fact that it's time to start wearing glasses. The second challenge that somebody that is in a similar kind of a job as me is back issue, right? So when you're sitting at a desk on a chair for 10 to 12 to 14 hours a day, then obviously you tend to develop back issues as well. I've been lucky not to have any back issues. And since the primary focus of this meeting is vision and eyes, I'm going to focus on the number one, I would say, challenge that I have faced, which is diminishing of my eyesight, my vision. Constant strain on one's eyes can potentially be exhausting. Most people, including myself, do not take the time out of their daily schedule to do something to relax their eyes. For me, the best and the only relaxation of my eyes occurs when I sleep. And up until I read this book, I thought that was good enough, right? But then once I read the book, I learned about a few exercises that are simple and quick. First one being the focus change. What the book says, hold one's finger in front of his or her eyes and move it away, as detailed in the book, right? So that is a good way to exercise your eyes, relax your eyes. The second exercise that it talks about is a 20-20-20 rule, which is every 20 minutes, look at something that is 20 feet away for 20 seconds. And in my line of work, again, I'm sitting in front of a computer and sometimes, looking at the screen for 1 to 3 hours without really taking a break. So the 20-20 rule is 20-20-20 rule rather, 3 times, is certainly helpful. The third one is pencil push-ups, which is moving a pencil progressively close to one's face until the pencil is no longer a single image. So these 3 exercises certainly caught my attention. There are various other exercises that are mentioned in the book that have been highlighted as being beneficial to, as far as relaxing one's eyes is concerned. And I will try to begin doing more of these exercises. Certainly the easier ones, I will start to do them, more regularly. Aside from, in this Oculus Cura book, Volume 1, aside from getting to learn how to relax my eyes, I learned about a few other interesting topics. These include refractive errors, myopia, hyperopia, same as hypermetropia. I thought I was not aware that hypermetropia is also called hyperopia. Not being a medical professional, so I just knew hypermetropia is as farsightedness. But learned something new, that it is also called hyperopia. Astigmatism, presbyopia. Presbyopia is something which is blurring of the vision as somebody ages. Was not aware of the medical term for blurring of vision as with age. So learned something new again. And certainly all of these terms, some of these terms that I knew from before, brought back memories of my high school physics classes, specifically in optics and lenses. Now, as somebody that uses reading glasses on a daily basis, I am certainly experiencing a blurring of my vision, which is presbyopia, since I turned 40. And as I said, presbyopia is the medical term that I learned about after I read this book, Oculus Cura. And also, it was quite enlightening to learn about all of the different options, all the different advances in lenses and contact lenses that have happened over the past 20, 30 years. Not that I was an expert 20 years ago, but just reading about these, it's quite fascinating. And overall, as I said, not being a medical professional, reading something that was meant for somebody like me, which is not a medical professional, was quite enlightening, and certainly helped to enhance my knowledge in this domain. Now, as far as the volume 2 of Dr. Vartika's book is concerned, one of the topics I know that will be covered, and I'm quite curious to read about it, is computer vision syndrome. This is, of special interest to me, given the fact that I spend a large part of my daylight hours in front of a computer, as I mentioned. I did some research on this topic as to what it exactly means, what the causes are, what the symptoms are, and how to obviously overcome them. And from my research, what I learned was that computer vision syndrome is also referred to as digital eye strain, and it is basically a group of eye and vision related problems that result from prolonged use of digital media such as computers, smartphones, and other types of vision and headaches. Good to know that I have so far been able to dodge all of these I would say complaints, so-called potential complaints of the computer vision syndrome. And I would be curious to learn as to what I can personally do to keep it that way. It's not have dry eyes, itchy eyes, red eyes, blurred vision, headaches, things of that nature. So looking forward to volume 2. To summarize, I do want to again congratulate Vartika on the launch of her volume 2 of this book, Oculus Cura.
Thank you.
I do hope, Vartika, that you sell 1 million copies and you donate half the profits from the proceeds to charity. Okay? But if you don't want to, that's fine. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. That's it from me, my side.
Thank you so much, Sanjay sir,
Welcome.
for sharing
My
your
pleasure.
thoughts. So guys and speakers and the guest, let's come to the last speaker, but it's not the least, because after that we have a Q&A session. I have to join with Dr. Tajinder Sehgal. Sir, are you hearing me? Sir, are you there?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, my best wishes for Happy Independence Day. And secondly, my heartiest congratulations to Dr. Vartika for bringing out the second edition of a magazine, Oculus Cura. I have been, say, in touch with Dr. Vertika when I was also in the company. Now I've superannuated from NTPC. And one thing which I liked about Dr. Vertika is that she used to discuss all difficult cases. She used to present those cases on WhatsApp or online, and we all ophthalmologists used to discuss those cases, and that led to the enhancement of the knowledge of all the ophthalmologists, because all those cases were very rare, which she encountered in her daily practice. Second thing about her is that she simplifies the subject. Like you all call eye, we call ophthalmology. The terms in eye ophthalmology are very difficult. You all call short-sightedness, we call myopia. You call long-sightedness, we call hypermetropia. She has simplified this subject in her previous edition of, say, Oculus Cura 1. She has taken the topics like refractive disorders, contact lenses, eye care, exercises, and there was a special, say, covering uh, presbyopia. Presbyopia is, say, we all are going to encounter or must have encountered after 40 years of age that near vision that is distorted. But she has simplified the subject in such a beautiful way that it has been of immense help, not even to the ophthalmologists, but optometrists even, and everyone associated with the eye field, apart from the lay people. And the topics which she is going to cover in this second edition, like computer vision syndrome. We all have come across this COVID epidemic and pandemic, and most of us been online, and the computers, they were not used, but I say they have been abused, and the brunt has been borne either by ears and maximum by the eyes. And this is now a burning topic which I'm very sure she must have simplified to the extent that everyone can understand it. Secondly, amblyopia, the lazy eye. She has once presented online this topic. I've gone through it, and she has very well elaborated it. And I'm very sure in this magazine she must have very nicely taken up this topic also. And second aspect is about the spectacle scare, which is going to cover in this thing. And apart from that, about the nutrition, foods which are healthy for the eye. And I wish her all success, and I would love to read about her further editions also, and I wish she must continue with this endeavor and keep on bringing out these magazines, and let us all be in touch with ophthalmology. I wish her all success in life. Thanks everyone. Thank you, Dr. Vatika Kulkshet.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tajinder sir.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you so much to all the guest speakers. And thank you so much to all the guests. So now, come to the Q&A session with Dr. Vatika.
Piyush,
Yes, ma'am.
my present CMO has joined, Dr. Chaturvedi.
Okay. Sir, are you hearing our voice?
डॉक्टर चतुर्वेदी आप अनम्यूट कर पाएंगे? अनम्यूट करिए अपने को.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible now.
Yes, sir.
हेलो. हाँ
sir.
डॉक्टर वर्तिका.
हाँ जी सर.
हाँ भाई आपको बहुत बहुत बेस्ट विशेस फॉर योर दिस मैगजीन.
थैंक यू सो मच. आपने ज्वाइन किया. थैंक यू सो मच.
Okay, tomorrow we will see your edition physically. I think you will present with this in the office.
जी सर, वो कल कोरियर से मोस्ट लाइकली कल आ जाए.
Okay.
Okay.
और nice to see and hear Dr. Tejinder Sehgal, boss.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Okay, best wishes.
Thank
so,
you.
I can see Kripal also. Hi, Deepak.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Namaste, namaste. Okay, we will see this magazine, then I will comment on this magazine only. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your best wishes. Ma'am, anybody left for the speak?
No, I think we have most of the people are there. Yeah. हो गया.
Okay. So now we have a Q&A session with our some writers. They are modern writers and they are facing some issues with eyes. Because पहले जब राइटिंग होती थी तो हम पेन और पेपर से करते थे, बट अभी लैपटॉप और फ़ोन्स में होते हैं. आजकल स्टडीज़ भी लैपटॉप और फ़ोन्स में ही होती है. सो Q&A सेशंस के लिए जो भी राइटर यहाँ पर है, जस्ट पुट योर
Piyush?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Dr. Khare has joined, my previous CMO. You can
Okay.
invite him.
Ma'am, can you please spell the name again?
Dr. S.K. Khare.
Dr. S.K., are you hearing me? I'm audible to you?
Just give me 2 minutes, huh? I will talk to him.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. I think so many people have spoken about Dr. Vartika. As we all know, she is a very dynamic person, and not only a good doctor, but she is serving whole society in very remote places across NTPC, in MP and UP. Two projects mostly she has worked at Vindhyachal and Shaktinagar. We all know how hardworking she is, and besides doing her clinical work, she is also doing lots of academic activities and writing papers in journals, national and international level. And now she has published the 2 edition of our book, Oculus Plus. And this, I think, first edition which I have gone through is a very basic book about the basic eye problems for day-to-day issues to each and every layman also, not only for the medicals. Similarly, I think this issue is going to help all the people who will read her books, as we all know that to find out and write something at this level is not that easy. It puts lots of effort and dedication and sacrifices also. And I must say and congratulate Dr. Vartika and his entire team who are involved in these publications. My best wishes are always with you. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. मैम, अभी कोई है जो स्पीक करना चाहते हैं?
I just got a message that Mr. V. Shiva Prasad is joining. Let's see.
Okay.
Hi, I have joined.
Yeah. Hi. Yes, sir. Thank you for joining back again.
Pleasure.
Yeah, Piyush?
Yes, ma'am.
He has joined. Now you can ask him.
Okay. Hi, Siva sir.
Yeah, hi.
Welcome to the stage, and you can share some thoughts about Dr. Vartika and her magazine.
Yeah, sure. I have known Dr. Vartika now for nearly 3 years. We first got introduced when I joined at Shaktinagar. Always known her to be a very energetic and dynamic professional, very committed, and particularly noteworthy was her contribution during COVID times, when she very courageously attended to all the patients when some of her less committed colleagues used to shy away. Some of them even got scared. But in this lady, I found a higher level of commitment, a higher level of maturity towards excellence, very committed to learning, very dynamic, good networking skills. All in all, a very good, committed professional. And in fact, what is noteworthy about this lady is, she's also having good leadership qualities. In fact, I got a chance to give my feedback in the 360 degrees. And that's what I had written about her. She has good leadership qualities. So I wish her many more laurels in her career, not many success in your future endeavors. Wish you and your family health and happiness. With this brief I would like to also quit because I'm in the midst of some meeting. Okay? So thanks for giving me this opportunity and all the best, Dr. Vartika, once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
थैंक यू सो मच सर कि आपने अपने कीमती टाइम में से हमारे लिए थोड़ा सा टाइम निकाला और यहाँ पर can we go now on
Yeah.
conversation?
Yeah.
Rajnish, are you there?
Excuse me, Dr. Deepak here. I would like to ask a question to ma'am,
Yeah.
Dr. Vartika, if I may. Ma'am, as I said, it is a skill to tell stories to people. But how do you see telling a technical thing to people like a story so that it can be conveyed to a common man? How do you see it?
Actually the main issue when you come to this aspect, when you have to tell something technical to general public, the main issue is what words and what diction exactly you use, and how do you make it in a way that it generates some interest in your readers. So what you are an author yourself, but like you are telling stories so excellently. I have gone through both of your books, but like when I write, so what I keep in my mind is basically what questions my patients are asking me. So I am writing from their perspective. I am writing what exactly they are asking me. So whenever I write an article which is based on something technical, I use language, I use words which suits my patients, the patients to whom I am catering. What exactly they want to know from me, and I refrain from using pure technical languages and technical words. Otherwise, they will lose interest and they will find it difficult. So that's the main thing. What your readers, because I am very much fortunate, I am writing as a doctor about my own field. So I pick up all the hints from my patients, whatever they are asking me. That's it.
Ma'am, do you see any parallel in telling general stories and telling technical stories? Is there any parallel? Can we talk about both the stories?
I think there is something, I think, because you are asking this, because you are yourself writing non-technical stories. One thing which I find common is compassion. In any writing, if you want to attract readers, compassion is something which is very common. You have to know what really moves your readers, whether it is a general non-fiction story, or it is a technical, or it is a fiction story. You have to know what exactly they want from you. So compassion is something which I find common.
Which is great to know, and it is not surprising to me actually. You are a great person yourself, and in fact, you can tell even, I believe, fiction stories as well. You should try your hand at it.
That's your cup of tea.
I'm audible now.
I just want to congratulate you, ma'am, and that's it from my side.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Vartika ma'am, and first of all, happy Independence Day to all of you guys. And
Same.
मेरे mind में like I am listening this session, but not from starting, but from the middle, and I'm curious to know about what is the big idea when you're writing this magazine, or I can say, what is the main point when you get clicked about it? Like we have to write this kind of book for people, because we all see with our eyes, we all like see with our eyes. We can do work with the help of our eyes, our mind connection, but nobody takes seriously to these precious things. So, what is the big idea, or I can say, what is the big trigger point when you came to know that you have to write about something like this for the people?
Yeah, that's a very nice question. Actually, I mentioned in the starting when I was talking about this magazine. Probably you didn't join at that time. The main triggering point was the variety of queries and questions and doubts which used to occur in mind of my patients. I am working with NTPC Limited. So our employees, the patients I'm having, they range from very much educated, highly educated employees to surrounding community. We have broad variety of patients coming to us. So, you just can't get away writing them medicines and just treating them. And then if they ask you something, you just can't reply, no, I don't have time for all this. And yes, you have to follow what I'm saying. And it's that will not generate any confidence in my patients. So the triggering point was that my patients wanted to know, like supposedly if a man comes whose child is having lazy eye, which I have addressed in this edition, which is technically called amblyopia. So if I don't tell him what exactly is amblyopia, how it happened to his child, and what are the future prospects, how it can be treated, what prognosis, how much improvement the child will have, and how to prevent it in the siblings. If I don't tell that this part to the patient, the knowledge is not imparted, then it can lead to two problems. First of all, the patient will not have satisfaction. My company, NTPC Limited, we believe in business excellence. And by definition, business excellence is surpassing merit, going beyond compliance. So, if somebody comes to you for treatment, and along with that treatment, you give him deep understanding of the subject, then it is like an extra candy. And the patient will be very happy. The patient will feel like coming back to you, number one. Number two, the patient will generate respect and confidence in your treatment. And number three is most important, the patient will be able to prevent the ailment in other siblings. Okay, this is about but this holds good for each and every disease. So, because I have suffered a lot in my own life, I have been patient several times. Deepak knows that. So, this made me a better doctor. And when I was a patient, I wanted to know everything about my disease, everything about my condition, so that it doesn't come back to me again. So that was the main thing which really motivated me. And then I was very fortunate that I had a right kind of atmosphere and platform.
Yes, ma'am. And actually, now what happened is like you are from the medical field, and I am from the technical field. Actually, if I talk about myself, I'm from STEM robot technologies, and the main work there, what I am doing right now is I am a tech innovation engineer. To always go to the several things in the medical field or in the military field or in the similar fields, so that how can I create something new so that it will be helpful to the people around us. So there also, if I talk about like I'm a project head right now in Faridabad. So there are a school where I have to visit the school and talk to the students. So I tell them about the different field of medical. So there was a child, one name is Mr. Kashyap. Actually, I remember this class, but I don't remember his name. He's Mr. Kashyap. He's from 10th class, and he told me, sir, can we create a kind of specs, or you can say kind of goggles, just like so people cannot face the color blindness thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people they are suffering from the color blindness. So can we create something with the help of plasma addition or something else so that people can sense it or people can see the type of color from that lens?
Yeah.
So at that time I told him that yeah, it is possible. It is not like nothing is possible in science. First of all, it is possible. Maybe you can create right now, but after getting knowledge and going with this plan, maybe you can get to it. So I also want to know that it actually can happen. So that it's reality हो सकता है कि or it's just an idea for the medical field. It can like it's not possible or something. Because according to me, it is possible. If I get your little like guidance and all, then I can help him also and help on like this is a brilliant idea according to me. It is helping people like in this kind of scenarios.
Yeah, and one thing more which I would like to add is you must have heard Indra Nui. Indra Nui, the PepsiCo president, she used to say that never stop being curious in your life. Like when you are a child, you are always asking your parents, how can this bird fly, but we cannot fly. Now, as we grow old, this curiosity element in us, it dies off. Because most of the time when we ask these questions, either because of age, as we grow, we become very conscious. How can we ask such a silly question and what the other person will think? And or else we are snubbed by our elders. So I was very fortunate that my father and mother, they have, my upbringing has been very good in this way. I was a very curious child. And I still remember how my father and mother, they used to tell me, my father used to teach me physics and math. And as you are technical, he's also a technical person, he's an engineer. And he used to give reason for everything I used to ask. So I think that has grown inside me, and I am doing same thing with my patients. I want to quench their thirst of knowing so much. They really want to know everything nowadays, na? The youngsters especially. They want to know what you're saying, spectacles and various types of spectacles, and why we are having this power, why our sister is not having this power. So I really want them to be curious, because that will add to their general enhancement of their knowledge, and I want to quench their thirst. So that's the main triggering point.
What I like when he asked the question, he didn't ask the question for himself. In this case, when he has very good eyes, he asked the question for her sister so he can help her in future, because the power is like 6 to 7. So then he also asked me a question which I also like to ask. Actually, उसने तो बस एक point pick किया था. Then I get to know इस बारे में कुछ पूछ रही. He's telling me that, sir, can we do the laser treatment for her? At that time, I have knowledge about the laser treatment, but I didn't tell him the explanation, and I told him that yeah, you can do it, but I will do some research first. And I'm lucky that I am the part of this today, like in this Google Meet. So I also want to ask that how much these laser treatments for the eyes is successful, or there is some drawbacks for it, or at which particular age it will be going to drain or it will not going to drain. So I have a particular question on this.
This laser treatments, they come for variety of eye conditions. I think what you are talking about is laser treatment for removal of spectacles. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So laser treatment for removal of spectacles at present, it has become very advanced, and it is pretty safe provided you take certain precautions. Number one, your age should be more than 19 to 20 years. Because still, usually in girls it is 19 and in boys it is 20 to 21 years, our eye keeps on growing. So the number doesn't stabilize. Once you are between 19 and 21 years and your number is stable for almost 6 to 8 months, then you are ready for laser. Number one, this is the number one condition. Then number two condition is that you are not supposed to have any eye disease, like any kind of eye infection or some other disease which leads to, some which can lead to some complication during laser, that the doctor will decide. Okay. And number three, you should, as like this, number three is as per me, that you should be well aware of what you are heading for. Okay. Because if you are having half knowledge, or if you are having some fantasies about laser, for example, if at 22 years you get laser done, and again after 35 or 40 years you start complaining, see, now I have got reading glasses, the doctor fooled me. So you have to know that this laser treatment is, if you are getting in young age for distance vision, with age around 35 to 40, you will invariably have number for near vision. That is unavoidable. Okay. So you are supposed to know all these pros and cons. And regarding the safety, it is absolutely safe if done with safe hands. You have to go to a person who is technically having technical expertise in it.
Because I also know that after 40, it was like a bipolar situation where you have to go for further and nearer. So you have to go with that. So I told him about it. It is a safe. It is safe. And in the morning also, my friends are discussing about this part that we have to get out about the laser treatment. You go and then you will check कि आपका आइस का नंबर बहुत कम है, and then you go further and तुम्हारा चश्मा भी उधर जाएगा. And I was like, ठीक है, that will be good, but I first have to research. And that's why I'm saying that I'm the luckiest one that I am in this meeting, having a one-to-one session with you as an expert. And so thank you so much, ma'am. If I have any question, then I will further ask you.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Rajneesh. And thank you so much, Vartika ma'am, to answer his questions. Komal, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Good evening, ma'am. First of all, congratulations to you. And my
Thank you.
question is that as we know, our screen time is increased day by day after the pandemic. So, what we can do to take care of our eyes on the daily basis without any medication?
What you can do is you follow a simple rule of 20-20-20. This is present in my present magazine, the second edition. So if you are using these gadgets like laptop or mobile for long time, you take break after 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes, you take a small break of 20 seconds and look at a distance of 20 feet. जिसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं शून्य में ताकिए. Okay, so this is something which will really help you in getting rid of eye strain. Number one. Number two, you can indulge in some eye exercises, but then be careful. You have to do these eye exercises with, if you are having spectacles, then do the exercises with spectacles on. Okay, and secondly, do exercises in the morning when your eyes are fresh. Thirdly, the details of exercise once again we have put in the magazine. Thirdly, you can have 10 to 12 glasses of water, and you can have nutritious diet which has vitamin A in it. Okay, these are the basic things, and then you can opt for lenses which are blue cut lenses. That is really helpful. Blue cut lenses, and even in your gadgets there is blue filter is there in mobile and all. Na? You can use that red free filter that you can apply, so the glare will be less.
Okay, ma'am. So my second question is that we use contact lenses. So what are the precautions that we take to use the contact lenses on the daily basis? Because my many friends uses the contact lenses and they said that they are the good as compared to spectacles. So
see, contact lens is an option. I am not very much pro contact lenses because contact lenses have their own limitations. First of all, most important nowadays, you must be seeing there are lots of monthly disposable, weekly disposable contact lenses, but you should never sleep with the contact lens. Max to max, you should use contact lens 8 to 10 hours a day, not more than that. Number two, if you are indulging in contact lens wear, then make sure that your job doesn't involve going into dusty environment. You have to be in a very much clean environment, preferably in air conditioned offices. That is best for contact lens. Then number three, because always remember contact lens, after all, it is a foreign body inside the eye. Number three, you should be very careful about catching any sort of allergy or infection, because if you catch any sort of allergy or infection, that is a contraindication for contact lens. You should immediately remove them. So contact lenses are safe if you are using them with adequate precaution, keeping them in their disposable boxes. They come in disposable boxes with a cleaning fluid, and you are not wearing them for more than 8 to 10 hours a day, and you are working indoors. Then it is okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Komal, and thank you so much, Dr. Vartika. Gracie, are you there?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. Can I address Gracie for the further event?
Yeah, okay.
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच सर। तो आज हमारे पास इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे बहुत सारे डॉक्टर्स जो अपने अपने फील्ड में स्पेशलिस्ट हैं वो अवेलेबल हैं। तो आज 15 अगस्त के दिन पे हम सोल्जर्स को डेडिकेट कर रहे हैं हमारी बुक और हमारा इवेंट। तो उसी को लेके चलते हुए हमारे डॉक्टर्स भी कहीं ना कहीं हमारे लिए सोल्जर्स ही हैं जो हमारे देश और हमारे नेशन को सर्व करते हैं। तो उनके लिए हमारी राइटर ग्रेसी आहाके एक पोइट्री लेके आई हैं हमारे डॉक्टर्स को डेडिकेट करने। सो ग्रेसी, नाउ स्टेज इज योर्स, प्लीज परफॉर्म योर पोएम।
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, Gracie.
First of all, hearty congratulations to Dr. Vartika, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I am Gracie Hake from Maharashtra. Actually, I am a co-author, writer, and also NEET aspirant as well, studying in 12th standard, and also an aspiring doctor who aspires to become just like you. So, I would like to present my poetry hereby. A beam of purity and light forms a doctor crystalline and bright. A beam of purity and light forms a doctor crystalline and bright. Diamond is with eternal sunshine for barren earth a gold mine. This was a comparison best suited, yes, one in white is here pursued. This was a comparison best suited, yes, the one in white is here pursued. Diamonds, so doctors are made out of pressure extreme, the shine and courage do they carry supreme. To all the doctors dynamic and dream, you do an incredible work, so I scream, so I scream. Thank you.
Thank you, Gracie. That's incredible. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm so touched.
Thank you, ma'am. And ma'am, also I had one question. That what was your inspiration that led you to write such a wonderful book? And now, as you are known by author Dr. Vartika, so how do you feel now that you have reached such an extent that you are a doctor as well as an author?
Well, my inspiration was partly, as I told, my patients who kept on asking me questions, and then partly I attribute it to my company, my organization, and to my seniors. I always got a platform, as I was mentioning, and I used to do presentations. I used to write for my company's online magazines and blogs. Then one fine day, when the gentleman which spoke in this forum, Mr. V. Shiva Prasad, he just told me, how come you are speaking so well and you are writing articles and online magazines? How come you are not having any publications? I said, I have few. He said, no, you have some good publications. So I started writing for journals. And then then this COVID came. So when the COVID came, I was made in charge of COVID home isolation group. So during that time, I became, one-to-one, the proximity with the patients increased. And I became that emotional bonding developed. And somehow I came to know and I realized how many queries and how much anxiety that plays a role in treatment of a patient. And that was the turning point. I said, fine, like writing for medical journals, that has usually general public doesn't, they have access to it. So why not have a magazine of my own? Then I was lucky that I got to know Piyush and Navdeep, and then the story started. And we are here. And how does it feel? Definitely, it feels very good, and it will feel even better if this time I get appreciation and acceptance from my readers.
Gracie, have you any other question? Gracie, am I audible to you?
Yeah, Piyush.
Okay. So, at the end, we come to the editor again. जब ये मैगजीन नवदीप एडिटिंग और डिज़ाइनिंग कर रही थी तब उसके दिमाग में बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस थे. नाउ इट्स अ पार्ट कि वो सारे डाउट्स मैम से क्लियर कर सकते हैं.
थैंक यू सो मच सर. और जैसे कि सर ने बताया है, मैगजीन बनाते टाइम ही बहुत सारे डाउट्स आए और साथ ही साथ क्लियर भी होते गए. लेकिन एक एक चीज़ है जो मैं मैम से पूछना चाहती हूँ। मेरे ब्रदर हैं, मुझसे बड़े हैं और उनको एक प्रॉब्लम है, कभी कभार आईज से हो जाती है। उनकी आई लैशेज में डस्ट इकट्ठा होके एक तरह से बन जाती है जैसे। तो उनको बचपन से वो प्रॉब्लम है, बहुत सारे ट्रीटमेंट्स करवाए भी लेकिन कोई इतना ज़्यादा बेनिफिट नहीं है, आई डोंट नो क्यों। तो मैं उसके बारे में पूछना चाहूँगी मैम, इज देयर एनी क्योर फॉर दिस टाइप ऑफ और नॉट?
ये ब्लेफराइटिस कहलाती है। ये जो प्रॉब्लम है ना, इसको ब्लेफराइटिस कहते हैं और ये क्योरेबल होती है। इट्स वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट कि अभी तक उनका क्योर हुआ नहीं, क्योंकि बहुत पेशेंट्स है मेरे पास इसके। ब्लेफराइटिस इज फुली क्योरेबल अगर प्रॉपरली क्योर हो। ऐसा करना, अभी तो ये फोरम डिफरेंट है, आप मुझसे इंडिविजुअली कनेक्ट होना, ठीक है? तो मैं उसका ट्रीटमेंट, दिस कैन बी ट्रीटेड इवन ऑनलाइन, इट इज सच अ सिंपल थिंग।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू सो मच मैम।
Okay. Piyush, are we done now?
Yes ma'am, it's done now and very much congratulations for your magazine.
Thank you.
और बहुत अच्छा था सब कुछ, बस एक छोटा सा दुख है कि आपके हाथ में ये मैगजीन।
वो एक्चुअली आज मैं ट्रैक कर रही थी, वो रेणुकूट पहुंच गई है। आई थिंक इट विल बी इन माय हैंड बाय टुमारो इवनिंग।
Yeah, right. So thank you so much to the guest speakers and Vartika ma'am to be there and to trust us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.